Okay, so now I'm going to walk you through the process of loading your film into the developing tank. Okay, we have two different types of developing tanks, but they are mostly identical in all senses. It's just the slight difference is how they the lid attaches, but inside is identical. It's exactly the same. We have the two reels which you have to get. This is what the reels go on. This is also how the film is protected inside here from light. This rests on the bottom, and then when the lid goes on, it goes right into there so that when the chemicals eventually go in to the canister, they just go down through that middle hole and no light actually gets in to where your film is. Okay, so that's how that works. That's how it's designed. Okay, but this thing does come out. Right. So when you're ready to come in here and take your film out of the canister, you want to make sure that you have everything that you need. Two reels. Okay, your canister with the lid, your film obviously. You want a pair of scissors. Okay, and then the tool to get your film out of the film canister. Okay, so when you're ready to go, you want everything sort of set out, laid out exactly where you want it. Again, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to have all my tools to the right of me so that I can easily access it, because when the lights go out, you will not be able to see anything, just like sort of so. So we're going to pretend that this is the setup, even though there's a little bit of light. You want to make sure no light is available. Make sure to take watches off, cell phones away, in fact, preferably in the classroom, not in your pockets. Any amount of light that gets in here will ruin film once it's exposed. All right, so the scenario now is that we are pretending that there is no light available. We are in pitch black. You want to make sure your reels are set up correctly. You want to make sure that you know exactly which direction the film is going to go on the reels, which is this way. There's two parts to the reels. This is the back side, this is the front. The front has a bigger platform, and just kind of, you can visualize it when the lights are off by putting your thumbs there. If you can feel the little thumb rests, you know that's the correct way that the reels go. All right, they're gonna sit there for now. Your film's gonna be out. Your scissors and your tool to get your film out are in place. So lights are out. I'm gonna put this tool up against my film canister, okay, and I'm gonna squeeze really tight, okay, and that has busted one end of the film canister. So now I can pull that back, okay, and then I'm going to just push out the film. And careful, it is kind of almost like spring loaded. It's in there, it's bound really tight. So when you get it in your hands, when it comes out, again, you're in the dark, you're just gonna feel for the film leader, which is that little tab at the front of the film, okay? You're gonna feel for that, and you're gonna hold it in your hands just like this, just in place, so that that film leader is kind of just flapping around. You're gonna feel for and find your scissors, okay? And what you're gonna do is cut in a slight semicircle. And again, this is not easy to do in the dark, but as long as you're pretty close, you wanna just cut in sort of this semicircle so that the film is slightly curved at the top. If you just cut it straight across, you'll get sharp edges, and that will potentially hold you up when you're trying to put your film in the reel, okay? So once you've done that and you have your film cut and it's ready to go, you can kind of feel for it to see if it feels nice and smooth. You're gonna grab a reel, and again, you're gonna find the opening part of the reel, the correct part that you go in. If you try for the back, it's not going to work. So you want to find the front, again, where the thumb tabs are. And you're going to just start to press your film into there, okay? And the reel is designed to kind of push the film forward. So you can see what I'm doing here is pressing forward. So my left thumb is going to hold the film in place while the other part pulls into position. My right thumb now presses that forward, and it's going to keep going now. And I'm just going to push it forward, and you can see that it is moving. Okay, and it's going forward. Now, issues that can occur, that the film, if it is not cut properly, those little sharp edges get caught sometimes and your film gets kind of caught up, in which case you will have to start over by pulling the film out, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But if you've cut it pretty well and you're moving it through the reel properly, you'll end up with this last little part where the film is attached. You can carefully just pull that off, or you can take your scissors and cut it. Now remember that at the beginning and the end of film, there's always a little extra to play with. It's designed that way, so cutting it a little close or cutting a little extra off at the front or the back is not a problem. It shouldn't interfere with your pictures at all. So it's designed that way. Just make sure that the majority of the film is pushed up inside the reel and it's good to go. Once you are ready, you're going to put your film reel into the canister, okay? Partner is going to put their film in, and then the same process. Now, if you have a problem and the film gets caught, what you need to do is ever so carefully take the reel apart, okay? And it is designed to come apart, so, and then you can just put it back together. So once again, when it's lined up like this, you simply push it all the way. It feels like it's going to break, but it won't. It will not go the other way. So if it's stuck the other way, it won't go. But if you go this direction, you can get it apart. Remember, if you ever have an issue, okay, if you ever have something go wrong and your film is now out and exposed, don't open the door. Don't do anything like that. Don't pull your phone out. Simply take your film, okay? Leave the reels out, but put your film inside this container, and then make sure that you put the cap on and it's sealed properly and it's tight. This is light tight now, okay? So I can take this out into the classroom. My film is in here. It's not a problem. Until this is opened, the film is safe. So if you have an issue and you need to talk to me and you need help, as long as it's in here and it's closed up, it's completely fine, okay? But assuming that you've done everything correctly and your film is on the reel and it's safe, you're gonna put it in there. The second person's gonna go, we're gonna put it in there, and then we're gonna put our lid on. Make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, now we're good to go. Even if I open this in the light, it's not gonna hurt the film. It is designed where it's not going to leak light in there. So you're good to go. Okay.